Pour some wine. Hello, how are you doing, Outwind? You all right? I'm just getting myself settled because, well, to be fair, I've been settled for like the last few hours. But then I decided that I was going to do a live. So I don't know if many people will be joining. It's a bit early, isn't it? So I've got quite a lot I want to say in today's thing. I didn't put anything on the... I'll tell you in a sec. I didn't put anything on the thumbnail because I don't like doing that clickbait thing. But I've actually got quite a lot to say today and a few things that I want to reveal. I'm drinking non-alcoholic wine out of a cup because I ain't got any wine glasses. Right, so let's have a look. Tayyib Hussein, hello Tayyib. Sorry, I'm in pyjamas. Well, it's not my pyjamas, this is my lounge suit. But I just, you know, when you're in house, you just want to relax, don't you, and be comfy. So, how was Egypt? You know what, it was all right. I had a pretty good time. Got quite a lot of friends out there now, it's weird. But I think we're going to go back in June. I think that's the plan. We're going to stay at an hotel called... Well, I think the plan is we want to stay at a hotel that's on the beach. So we're going to look into that. But I had a look at some prices and it's not that expensive. Although the flights aren't great. The one going out's all right, but the one coming back it don't get until like 4 o'clock in the morning at Manchester. So that's a bit of a nightmare. But Adrian and Michael are coming with us. So Michael always does meet and greet. So I think he'll probably take care of the... can't think. I don't know what's up with me. He'll take care of the driving. Right. Hawkwind. Yeah, just had a Charlie Bigham's fish pie. Never heard of them. Charlie... Oh, I can't even bloody search. I always go to my phone to search for stuff and I can't do that because my phone is what I'm doing the live on. A Charlie Bigham's. Who's Charlie Bigham then? The name sounds familiar. Chris says, hi, Sarah. How are you? From Chris. Chris, I'm all right, lovey. Thanks. I'm a bit tired. And the reason behind that is 2 reasons. The main reason, I woke up this morning at 6:20 a.m. and then just thought, you know what, get up because I was awake. And the other reason is because I'm still on my HRT, which you fellas probably won't understand. Post my hormone replacement therapy. And part and parcel of that is I'm on a patch every day of the month, but I have to, like, for 14 days of the month, I have to have this other tablet called, what's it called? I don't know what it's called now, I forget, but this is it. And I have to have 2 of them. And it zonks you a little bit. So I won't be having them until I've done this live, but I feel a bit that way. Okay, Tayyib, Sarah, it is annoying when you got to come away from the sun and back to rainy England. Yeah, you know, to be honest, I'm not really a sun worshipper, which sounds crazy because I've been going to Egypt. I like the warmth, but I'm not a fan of like being in the sun. You know, like some people will go away and they'll just lie on beach all day with sun oil on, and that's their holiday. You know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I just can't do it. I feel like I'm cooking like a chicken on a rotisserie. So, like, my auntie was away with me. She was like, we was at the pool at the day because you can't do anything else. Everything's shut in Nama Bay, and you can get attacked. We did go out. If you watch the videos, we went to see Ken over at the Armacina, and I did a video on the Armacina. And if you've not seen the Armacina video, oh my god, you have to watch it, right? Skip the boring bit at the middle where I'm talking. I watched it back yesterday with Adrian and Michael because they happened to tell me that they stayed at the Armacina 15 years ago. I never even knew. I said, you've got to see this video that I put on channel, because they don't watch it. I don't think they watch it anywhere. You know, they might watch it if I say there's a specific belief. Anyway, it don't matter. So, what was I saying? So yeah, I'm not a sun worshipper. However, I believe in June it's going to be really, really, really hot. But just to get back to your point, Taib, about coming back, you're right. It's definitely a shock because it was cold there. It was really, really cold at night. You know, you had to put like a wrap on or whatever. And the wind got up. Like during the day, the wind got up, but you can still sit there in a cosy. But I don't know. I like being back home as well. I think because I like where I live and I like my home, and you know, and I really like my job as well. Like, I just feel all right either. But it's wonderful to be aware, and I really, really like Egypt. And I don't know, I really liked all the very religious people, and like every few hours of the day, these fellas were singing from the mosque, and it was beautiful. Honestly, it was really, really nice. Chris is saying server talk again later. Okay, Chris, no problem. Thanks for saying hello, though, lovey. And Kermit's middle finger says, hi, sir, I'm a noob sub from Paparoni channel. Right, fantastic. Well, you know, I popped on Papsy's live the other night, but I was a bit zonked because of my tablets, so I couldn't stay on all of it. But it's great, Paps. It's good fun. Me, Lou, Chris the Butcher, and Paps did a live about, I think it was about a year ago now. And that was hilarious. You know, we had a really, really good time. In fact, I said to Lou a couple of weeks ago, I said, we need to get Paparoni back onto a live and see what he's been playing at. But he's a good person. I like him a lot. Right, so there's no more. Is there more? Is there more messages? See, it did this last time. Live chat, all messages are visible. Right, okay, so that's all my messages caught up. Not a lot of people have got. I've only got 7 bloody people on watching. So, you know, it is what it is, but that's all right. So everybody, I've got a bit to tell you. So the first thing that I've had to tell you is when I came back from Egypt, one of the things I had to do, in fact, let me rewind. So one of the things, Auckland definitely is great. Rachel Hale, are you Rachel? He is, he's lovely, Paps. And you know what, after this live's finished, I'm going to text my friend Lou from Lou's Life. I'm going to ask her if Chris fancies doing a live, and then I'm going to get in touch with Paps and see if he fancies doing it at some point. So we'll definitely look to do that because it's a lot of fun. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I've come back from Egypt, and back to the beginning of the year, I decided I weren't going to make any New Year's resolutions, but one of the things I was going to do is I was going to do a few things for myself this year, because you know, I don't think I have like done much for myself in the previous years, if you know what I mean. Like, so there's a few things that I've done this year already. So like, obviously I went away. I decided that I was going to start having a bit more time, or the time that I took off from work, I was going to spread it through the year. And I'd just like to say my boss is fine for me to have my holidays whenever. It's not one of those, you know, he's very much of the opinion, your time's your time, you take it when you want to take it. So I decided that I was going to spin my holidays out, which is why I'm going to go back to Egypt in June, and then July, August, September, October, November. So that's going to be a long period after that. But I've still got a couple of days left, and then obviously bank holidays and stuff. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, I decided I was going to have some more time for myself. This year, I also decided I was going to start doing more for skincare, because I think I've been quite lucky with my skin. You know, like I've got my mum's got excellent skin. You know, she certainly doesn't look her age, nowhere near her age. Um, but I am 48 now and I can see things going on, you know, and I just thought I'm going to do that. So I've started doing a few things. I had laser under eye, and I've got the footage from, well, actually, I haven't. What happened was I did a load of footage and then deleted it. Yeah. So I might have a bit. So I did my laser under eye, and then I did a product called Sculpture, which is what replaces the collagen inside. It's a slow process. So anyway, so I've done all of that, and then I decided when I came back from holiday, well, I had to make a decision about the car because it's on finance. So I had to make a decision. What was I doing? I was going to pay it off, or was I going to refinance it, or was I going to trade it in? So I actually went to Westway Oldham, my old place of work. I used to be the sales manager there many years ago. And I went to see my wonderful old boss, who's still the general manager there now. And he did me a cracking deal. It was a VIP weekend. And he did me, I didn't know it were VIP, but at VIP you get extra special deals. So he did me a good deal. I had to go up on payment, but anyway, so I've got a new car coming. I'll let you know which one it is when I get it, but it's a really nice colour. And what I've decided to do with this one, by the way, this is a car that I've chosen that I'm going to keep and pay off and not buy another one. You know, if you've been watching my channel long enough, you'll remember the, I can see these messages coming up, by the way. I'm going to have a look at them now, everybody. But yeah, if you've been watching my channel, you might remember when I had the Teague, which was my Vauxhall Teague. I had that when I first started Sarah's UK Graveyard, and I were living in Oldham, and I missed the Teague. I wish, you know, I do wish I'd not got rid of it, because it were immense. I loved it. It had a big dint inside where someone had booted it outside my mum's house, but I loved it. Anyway, let's have a look. So Stephen Paul Hughes says, I enjoyed seeing your Egypt videos. Brought back good memories from my 1980s time. Really? Did you go to Egypt in the 1980s then? You didn't stay at the Armacina, did you? Zoo Faded, hello. Hi, Sarah. Oh, I'm not at the moment, love. Oh, God, I feel bloated and all sorts. So earlier on, I took Michael and Adrian to local pub called The Ship. So they're boozing in there at the moment. I don't drink. Yes, I'm having some non-alcoholic wine, but it's 0 alcohol. I do not drink, but I did used to drink, and I really enjoyed the taste of like a nice cold beer or a wine. That's only 25 calories per glass, so it's for nothing. And you don't get that horrible feeling in the morning. You don't get drunk, and you know me. Do I know you? Give me a clue who you are. Someone's actually just come to my mind, but it can't possibly be. I only drink in days ending in Y. Rachel Hale, can we have a graveyard visit soon? Graveyard visit soon, please. Yes, yes, Rachel, you definitely can. I'll be honest. I've got like what's it? I've got withdrawal symptoms, right, from graveyards, because I love them. I love them, love them, love them. I love going in, finding the histories, finding them gorgeous graves, looking at them. Doesn't matter. I just love them. So yes, you can have a graveyard. You know what? I was going to go out today, and I've got some graves that I want to show you. Some very, very special graves. But I couldn't do because it's been absolutely peeing down today in Barnsley. And the graves that I want to show you are in Barnsley. But there's different locations, and there's some really, really good stories attached. So I'm gone. hang on, I'll have a look at these messages in a minute. So yeah, there's some really, really good stories attached. So I wanted to do that today. I didn't get a chance because obviously it was raining and it's absolutely freezing. And I thought, it's just not, I just can't. So if it's good tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. But either way, there's going to be a video tomorrow as well, because I've been filming bits and pieces. And also tomorrow, I'm going to be making, what are they called? Them Indian savoury wraps, what they called? They have things in them. They're a pastry on the outside and they have things in them. What are they called? Samosas. So I've got a recipe book written by this Indian person. I think it's a woman. And it's traditional, well, yeah, it's traditional Indian. So what's happening in the morning is I'm picking Simon up about 9:30. We're going to go to this shop. I think it's called Pax. And it's in Rotherham, and it is called PAKS. It's like a mixed food shop. It's got like beautiful vegetables and herbs and everything on the outside, and then it's got like mainly like Indian, Pakistani food inside, but it also has like Jamaican stuff and Polish stuff. So it's really, really good. And it reminds me of a shop called Worldwide that I used to shop in all of the time when I lived in Oldham back in Glodwick. So I'm going there tomorrow, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to make the samosas. But I'm going to do them, I'm not going to fry them, I'm going to do them in a slightly different way, so they'll be a bit healthier for my diet. But yeah, the other thing as well, before I move on, Rachel. So yes, if it's not horrible tomorrow, the weather, I'm going to do these graves and I'll do it in a separate video and I'll load that up tomorrow. But also, I think I'll get my new car towards the end of March. So as soon as I get that, the first weekend that I get the car, after I get it, because if I get it, I'll get it during the week actually. I'll have to work from there and then get it and drive. But regardless, what I was saying was, I'm going to go to Edinburgh that first weekend. I'm going to stay over in a haunted hotel. I'm going to find one. And then we're going to go to Greyfriars graveyard, and we're going to do that graveyard and see what we can find 100%. Okay, so Spike, are we having a pee up? No, Spike, I don't sup. But I will say, if like if you've ever tried non-alcoholic, I'm not trying to do an advert for anything, but I'm just telling you, because if you do non-alcoholic drinks, you know it can be a real struggle to find something that's tastes half decent. This I only bought it because it was £3.50 from Morrison's and everything else was £7, and I thought, I'm not spending £7 on a bottle of wine that ain't got alcohol in it. It's just not happening. So I got this one, and you know what? It's really, really nice. I will definitely buy it again. Stephen Paul Hughes, thanks for doing Southern Graveyard. Haven't been there since 1980. Southern, do you mean Southern Cemetery in Manchester? Do you mean the graveyard one that I did, which was all of the things, or do you mean the one that I did recently, which was the crematorium, where I found the niche for, well, I didn't actually find it because I couldn't get in the bleeding room, but I went there looking for the niche of Sarah Lees and Charles Lees, who are a family I've been following from Oldham, and I didn't know where they were buried. Anyway, found out where they were buried, went down, couldn't get in because there was a funeral going in, so they had the doors locked. But inside the actual chapel is the niche, and I've my friend Dave went back and found it, and in the video, my friend's calling me. I hope that hasn't ceased my live. Can someone just let me know I'm still live? But I will continue talking. What was I going to say? Sorry, it's putting me off because my friend just rang me. I said I was going to ring her back, but she's rang me again anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right, let me tell you another couple of things, everybody. So the car should hopefully be getting that towards the end of the month, and I didn't just decide that I wanted to buy a car. I had to make a decision, and that was the better decision than what the other alternative was. So that's that. I need a car for work. It's non-negotiable, and I need a car to do Sarah's UK Graveyard because otherwise I can't get anywhere. Other than that, though, honestly, if it worked for my job and it worked for the fact that I need to get out and about to do Sarah's UK Graveyard, because, need to get out and about just to go and see things that I like, and I record them for Sarah's UK Graveyard. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think I'd bother with a car, to be honest with you. I think I'd just walk everywhere or I'll get bus. I'm not bothered. I'd get on a bus, me. I'm not posh. Stephen's saying, yeah, I think that means he's talking about the crematorium video. There is a video, Stephen, if you mean the crematorium. There is one on A Full Southern Cemetery. There's part 1 and part 2. It was about 2 years ago on the channel. Right, everyone. So I've got something else to tell you. Now, at this point, there's only 8 people watching, and I imagine everyone's probably just going to go, see you later. When I say this, right? But I want you to hear me out, right? Just hear me out. When I was in Egypt, I started reading this book. And this book tells you all about the history of witchcraft, what it's all about, some of the misconceptions, or a lot of misconceptions around it. For instance, witchcraft as a religion, which it is, it's a religion. It has been around for around about 24,000 years, and it originally started out where it was worshipping the god and the goddess, and that's to represent like the summer months when everything grows and everything's like lovely and there's plenty of food, and then the winter months when it's, you know, everyone has to start killing animals, or did have to start killing animals to survive because the food weren't growing. So you had the goddess, which was the summer and the spring, and then you have the god, which is the autumn and the winter, and both of them take over. Anyway, there's nothing at all in witchcraft that's related in any way. There, we've got one person gone now. There's nothing in witchcraft that is related to the devil. Nothing at all. In fact, it's not even in. The devil is something that was as a thing, which is something that Christians recognise. Not witches. Anyway, listen, I'm not going to give you an history on witchcraft, but what I am going to tell you is I'm very interested in it. Not as a black art, because it isn't a black art, and not so I could go dancing around in fields or anything like that. Although I won't rule that out. But at the moment, I'm just reading up about it and I'm getting really interested in it. And you know what? I think it's fascinating. I mean, you could go as far as, this book tells you everything that you need to do in order to become a witch. So there's a few things. You don't have to practice in a coven. You can be a solo witch. You can be on your own. It tells you how to create an athame. An athame is a knife, basically. And witches have athames, and the personal knives. And they use them for spell casting, and they use them for other bits and pieces. And, you know, like, so when they're doing a potion, they'll use a knife to measure it out, and then they'll stir it with the knife, and then they'll put the knife into salt to represent cleanliness, and there's all sorts of stuff. But it's all centered around the seasons. Anyway, I'm interested in it, everyone. So I'll keep you posted about the witchcraft thing. I mean, I could literally go as far as create an altar in and I'm laughing, not because I think it's funny, I've taken it very seriously, but I can imagine you're probably all there like, has she like finally got off her mind? I haven't. I'm just looking into it, but I find it very, very interesting. I'm looking behind me because I want to show you some more books that I got. I got this book, and this book is written by the same guy who wrote, Raymond Buckland, who wrote this book. And I've just started reading it, and there's not much to it. Really isn't much to it, but I paid about £6 for that. But anyway, this apparently tells you how to communicate with spirit. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see about that. If you look behind me, you'll see that I've got an Ouija board there. I'm not going to start trying to contact spirit. I definitely won't be doing that. I will certainly won't be getting that Ouija off the board and using that, because that is a live board. things I've been brought through on that years and years and years ago, and I have it in that frame out the way. One, because I want to keep it as a family heirloom, but two, it's up on the wall so no one even thinks about using it because it's not allowed. I don't do things like that. So, trying to think what else. Has anybody got any questions? Because I feel like I'm just talking at you and being really boring and, you know, all of that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to say. I think that was probably it. I think it was just to sort of show my face, really, and hang on. Yeah, I think it was just to show my face, really, and just let you know that I'm back. You know, obviously I've put a couple of videos up from Sham. I did a load of filming when I was there, and I'm not going to put. I've got more stuff from Sham, but I'm not going to post it. And the reason why I'm not going to post it is because it's like someone showing you their holiday photos. I've realised that now, and I know like some people have watched it. I know you liked it, Stephen, and other people have watched it. But I think I can probably do too much. You definitely had to see the Armacina, and you definitely had to see the walk around Nama Bay. And I really want to show you Farsha Cafe. I've got the footage from that. We ended up going, and oh, Jane's in. Hello, Jane. Hi, sir. What do you do for work? No one's ever asked me what I do for work before, Jane. I'll tell you. So the company that I work for provide training for individuals in work, and that's generally in the form of an apprenticeship. So for our apprenticeships, it's not necessarily for people that have just left school, although it could be. Our apprenticeships are for people of all ages who want to upskill to a certain qualification. So I'm a skills coach for this business, and I used to. Well, we used to deliver a couple of qualifications that I used to deliver to my learners, and that would take them through a level 3 qualification in their apprenticeship, but they would also have to work towards an NVQ and a knowledge certificate. So they had to do 3 qualifications in one, and my job was to make sure that they had an understanding of like recruitment processes, to make sure that they understood the legal side of things, the legislation surrounding recruitment, that they understood the sales side of things, how to manage candidates, how to attract candidates, how to bring on new vacancies, how to work to KPIs. And what they would do is they would attend lessons with me, and then I would have them provide evidence, and then we'd have conversations, and they would tell me how they're doing it in work. And then at the end of 12 months, they would sit what's called an endpoint assessment and get the qualification. I will tell you, I don't deliver that qualification anymore because my role has changed now. So I do more of a wraparound support for our other qualifications, but I also do sales. So you know, I qualify people for the course and do other sales activity. But my background prior to this was in recruitment, and then prior to that, I was in the motor trade for 20 odd years. I went as far as a senior sales manager, and then I got out of it. But yeah, so that's what I do. Let's have a look. Oh, it's just yours. So I forgot now what I was saying. I think I was saying I just wanted to show my face, and no, Cafe Farsha. So I'm going to tell you this final story, and then I'm going to duck out, everybody, because yeah, I'm just going to duck out because I only wanted to come on shortly, and I need to take my progesterone. That's it. So on my HRT, I have a patch. I'll show you. So you have patches, and this is the patch that I'm on. So you have in the estrogen, so this estrogen, I don't know if it's this exact product, but this is what men, and I say men that are let me try again. They give this to males who are born male that want to become female or have become female, whichever way you look at it. And when they want to take estrogen, this is, or I imagine it's this what they have. I don't know, but you can also have gels that you put on your skin. What else can you have? You can have an oral tablet, I think. But the reason why I chose this is because this is probably the safest, or they said out of all the studies, this is the safest. Because with every treatment that you have, there's always going to be, there's always pros and cons in there's trade-off in it. And then because what's the word? I'm not going through menopause at the moment. Everything's working as it normally does. You can make your own mind up what I'm referring to, right? So everything's working as it always has done my entire life. But a few months ago, you know what? I'm just going to tell you, and I am going to make a video on this for anybody that's interested. But a few months ago, a couple of years ago, I started waking up in the middle of the night, absolutely sweating. Like sweat, just like it was horrible. But I don't know if that was alcohol. like in the middle of the night, you're sweating alcohol out. I don't know what it is, but it stopped, and I've not had it like for ages. And then I started smelling really funky. Like I can't even tell you what it were, but like I'd get a bath or I'd get a shower, and then I'd reek. I'd reek, and it was like, what is going on? Like, all in my armpits and that. It was just nasty. And then that stopped, right? Then it just went, and I just went normal again. And that was after I stopped drinking. So that wasn't alcohol. And then I started feeling like I was on edge. And I've mentioned this before on a live, but almost like if I went out, I was ready for like a row. And if you've watched me, but you know I'm not that type of person. I can have a row, don't get me wrong, like any old man. But I don't go out my way to be horrible to people or to be nasty to people. But I was feeling like, not that I was going to be nasty to people, but I was feeling like people were going to be nasty to me, and I was like revved up all the time. It's just a strange feeling. And there was other things. You know what? I did a checklist and I can't even put my mind on it now. But basically, back in mid-January, I think it was the 12th of Jan, I started on these HRT, and the doctor said she'd give me a 3-month trial. And I'm going back next week. No, I'm not actually. I went the other day to see her, but I've got to go now at the end of March. And then after that, hopefully, well, not hopefully, I will be staying on it. I do feel better. And if someone said to me, what is it you feel better with? I couldn't even tell you, but I just feel a lot like I felt years ago. I feel like I've got more drive, more determination to do things. I think I was losing that, I think I felt, if I'm honest, I think I was dying slowly. Like not dying, but like it was like my body was like just checking out. I don't know how to describe it, everybody. But if you're a woman and if you've gone through it, you might know. And if you're a woman that will be going through it in a few years, just be mindful that when you start to feel changes, you might get a bit depressed. You might get a bit like, fed up. You might lose interest in certain things, maybe of the adult variety. I don't know. I don't, but there's various things that you can get. And I'm just saying, if you've not gone through that yet, and that's on the horizon as it is for every woman, I encourage you just to think about it and get help if you can. And I thought, I've got nothing to lose. I'll give a 3-month trial a go and see. And I'm really glad that I have. And I would like to touch on the big C, because everyone associates HRT with the big C. And there was a study, I want to just tell you very quickly. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, everyone. I will answer any questions that you want to ask me. So you want me to stop talking about it, just ask me a bloody question and then I'll go off on something else. But I want to tell you about my experience with it. So yeah, very quickly, I'll just tell you that there was a study done years ago, and I remember it in the early 2000s. And I remember it because a few years previous, I was with an ex-boyfriend I was with for many years, and his father's wife was on HRT, and he said, "Oh, she's so much better," but then she'd gone off it because of this skirt. And basically, they did this study, which has now been proven to be completely flawed, and it was all over the newspapers, and they said that HRT was the main cause of the big C, and loads of women stopped doing it, and there was this big thing over HRT for many, many, many years. And I will just say the disclaimer that I need to say: I'm not a doctor, and I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I'm just telling you about my experience. And when I looked into this, it was a case of, I had to look at the pros and cons. My grandmother, my father's mother, she died at 48, so the same age I am now. I'm 48. She died when I was 13, of cancer, breast cancer, and she wasn't on HRT. She wasn't. Oh, I don't think she was. So she had it for quite a number of years before she passed away, so she wouldn't have been on it. But anyway, for that reason, I thought that maybe I wouldn't have been able to go on it, but apparently not. No, you can. I can go on it. So I'm on it, everyone, and I don't feel. Yes, there are risks with everything, but I'm doing it, and that's the end of it, and I feel better. So end of story. Right, Gin Phillips. Oh no, that was the question you asked me before. Right, I'm going to go because I've just. Oh, can I show you this picture first? When I was in Egypt, I got my portrait drawn, right, by this artist called Adele, this fella, and I'll show it you. Hang on. I put it in a frame. I put it in a frame today. Look at my nose. Hang on. Bit dodgy. It's a bit like wide, my nose, but I paid 800 a day. Oh, and I've got this one of Bobby. Let me show you this one of Bobby. Right, this one of Bobby. I love it. Look. Isn't it funny? Little shitter. I miss Bobby, And that's the other thing as well. I'm going to go in a minute. I'm going to stop boring you. But that's the other thing as well. I feel like I should get myself a little dog or something. I had Teddy, our Sarah's dog, for a while, and I absolutely loved it. But at the same time, I think, yeah, but if I get a dog, then I'm tired to go away and do other things, and I don't know. Anyway, everyone, I'm going to call it quits at that because everyone's gone quiet in the chat. There definitely isn't any new messages that I can see. I know there's 13 people watching, but oh, Louise, you're in. Hi, Louise. How are you doing, love? So I think on that note, everybody, I'm going to go because I'm going to take my tablets. I'm going to chill out and watch some TV, which is basically what I've been doing all day. I am mum, Susan, my mum Susan. Yeah, I'm going to go and take my tablets, and then tomorrow, as I said, I'm going to Rotherham with Si, and I might do a graveyard in Rotherham, but if I don't, I'll definitely do the graves around Barnsley that I want to show you, those special graves, and I'm going to a few different locations in order to show you them, and we'll see what we can find. And I think that's it. And then I think Mother's coming with me when I go to Edinburgh. I think she said she was going to come with me, so that'll be good. And Mother and Simon are going to London next week, so they're going to take over Sarah's UK Graveyard, and they're actually going to film some places for me that I've not been to in London. Some really, really interesting stuff. So they're not gonna be talking like I talk. I might need to do a voiceover, or I don't know, might just leave it. I want the sights and the sounds of London to be in the video, but you know, if there's any personal conversations, I'll be editing them out. But regardless, everybody, it'll be a good vid. And that's pretty much it, I think. So I'm gonna call it a day. Keep your eye out for tomorrow's video. We're definitely doing samosas. There should hopefully be some graves that we can talk about, and anything else interesting that I see. And I've already got as well some more footage that I want to show you for other bits and pieces that I've been up to. Oh, one final thing before I go. I'm knitting at the moment. I'm making a blanket. So this is the next colour that I'm putting on. So it's going to be like different colours. And I'm going to make, I've got a big massive bag full of wool that I bought from Aldi, about £20 worth. And I'm making a big thick blanket, and I'm making it in these colours because it'll go with like my bedroom, you know, with the wall and stuff. So you'll see that when it's done. I'm not filming myself knitting, but there's a bit of a cock up that I've done there. Look, can you see where it's changed colour? But I'm not bothered. And then what I'm going to do, by the way, because obviously this is very narrow, there's going to be another one, and then I'm going to sew the panel together with more wool. So I'll knit it together, so you won't even see that it's 2 or 3 separate pieces. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of what I wanted to say. And we'll call it quits there, everybody. Okay, right. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.